drug testing for college athletes. So I want you to imagine you're a football player playing for the National Collegiate Athletic Association, and you're in your championship game, and you're about to go on the field because you're the quarterback, so you're about to run through the flag, but then you can't because your coach pulls you because your drug test doesn't come back clear. How would you feel? So, in just a few short months, I'm going to be sewing for Milligan, and that's under the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. And we have to sign a paper that says that we can be drug tested at any time. Today, I'm going to explain to you about why we need drug testing, how and its effectiveness on how we do it for athletes, and the action that you guys can take. So, Jennifer Buckman says from Rutgers University that having the opportunity to be involved in a sport at the collegiate level is an incredible opportunity that also comes with increased demands and stressors. While the student athlete is at greater risk for abusing substances compared to their non-athlete peers, having the adequate tools and resources can play a tremendous role in preventing drug addiction. So the need. Why is drug testing important? Well, if you're on drugs, then it's cheating. You're enhancing your body to do things that you weren't actually supposed to do. So, and also it causes many medical issues, especially in young adults. So, should all college athletes be tested? Yes, because it's not good to just favor one team or one person. Also, there are Division 1, 2, and 3 for all athletics. Division 3 is 10% higher to have athletes on drugs than Division 2 and 1. 0.2% to 5% males admitted to using steroids in the past year. 9% of professional football players use steroids in their career. Testing allows for early detection and intervention. The athletic department believes that random drug testing and testing based on reasonable suspicion are appropriate to ensure the health, safety, and welfare of our student athletes, to promote fair competition in intercollegiate athletics, to affirm compliance and with applicable rules and regulations on drug and alcohol abuse, to identify student athletes who are improperly using drugs or alcohol, and to assist them before they harm themselves or others. That was in the Department of Athletics, Drug Addiction and Testing Policies. So, how is the test done? It can be done through saliva, oral fluid, urine, hair, blood, and sweat. Urine is the most common, but it's not necessarily the most effective. Saliva and blood are actually the most accurate. Testing blood, saliva, or urine can detect most drugs for 1 to 4 days after its use. If a student athlete refuses drug testing, then is selected for NCAA drug testing, does not show up for testing, or refuses to provide a sample, he or she will be penalized as if there were a positive drug test result for a performance-enhancing drug. That was in the NCAA Sports Science Institute. Missing cases. The first one is Crystal Cox. She was a relay racer in the 2004 Olympics, but they figured out that she was on steroids from 2001 to 2004, so they stripped her of her medal. Justin Gatlin was a sprinter. He ran in the 2005 Olympics and won the 100 and the 200 relay, but he was banned for 4 years because he was on testosterone. Tristan Payton and Neville Clark were both UCF football players. But they were tested positive for marijuana, so they were penalized half the season and couldn't play. So what can we learn? That there's a lot at stake for being an athlete and for doing drugs, but also they get their medals taken away, or everything that they've earned, they get taken away. Scott Frost said in the Orlando Sentinel that we hold our athletes to the highest standard, and they're going to have consequences if they don't live up to that standard. We're going to do everything for those 2 men, and hopefully they can learn their lesson. Edgar Thompson and Shannon Green said in the University of Oregon wide receiver Darren Carrington was among the most recent examples of athletes hindered by the NCAA testing policy, with the Associated Press, ESPN, and many other media outlets reporting Carrington had to miss last season's national title game against Ohio State because he tested positive for marijuana during an NCAA drug test. So, drug testing is needed to flush out problems, and you can see how easy it's done through the test that can find out if there's drugs or not. So what can you as the audience do to prevent kids on drugs? So support engagement and punishment. Sit down with your kids or anybody and that you're involved with and say like, look, so if you get involved in drugs, then this is going to be your punishment, so that they know that if they happen to be on drugs, then that's what's going to happen. Second one, if you know someone or if you think that there's a suspicion of someone being on drugs, then report the issue. Third one is become aware of therapy options around you. So there may be facilities. So if someone is going through this, then you can say, look, hey, this is a safe place to go and get help. The fourth one is hold a student-led prevention campaign. Because if some students see other students preventing drugs, saying no to drugs, then they're going to be like, hey, those kids are cool. I want to be like them and not do drugs. So please support drug testing in college athletes and right where you are today. Does anyone have any questions?
Are there any over-the-counter or prescription medicines that you might need for being sick with a cold or worse that would test positive?
There are, but if they are on anything like that, then they have to have a doctor's note and they have to give it to their coach so that their coach knows that if they do get this test, then if something comes back positive, then they can run it and see what it is.
What's the difference between a Division 1, 2, and 3?
Division 3 is like the highest level, and then it goes 2 and then 1.
Is that like more students attending the school?
It's like a bigger campus. Everything's bigger, better. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you.